Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. Good afternoon. It is 12 p.m. Central Time. Today is Tuesday, June 27th, and I'm finally back live. I had to be off a couple days. Just some things happen in life and work. I just got to take care of it, just taking care of business. And so that is why, one of the reasons why I go live, to share information, legal information. But at the end of the day, you need to consult with an attorney one-on-one. Today's topic is, can I work without permission? Okay. And I'm adjusting status, getting resident status. Okay. The quick answer is yes. But of course, with law, there's caveats, there's information you need to know about it. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So in the meantime, whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, please go ahead and put your question in the comment section or just share experience. We greatly appreciate that. I think the more information, the better for everyone. Again, that's why we're live on all these different platforms. If you asked me a year ago, would I be doing this? I would think you're out of your mind. But I realize this is a new way. This is essentially how I did it with Know Your Rights workshops before the pandemic. So happy to share information. And folks, if you didn't know this, we do offer free 15 minutes, no cost to you, as a mini strategy session. Maybe you already have a lawyer. We don't like to step on any other lawyer's toes, but especially, you could feel more welcome to contact us if you have a lawyer. If it's been like a couple weeks and you've already, a couple weeks after you try to schedule a meeting and whatnot, and they haven't responded to you, I feel like that's fair. At least our team, if you call us, number one, we answer the phone. Got to be during the day, of course. But essentially, we try to respond to you in 24 to 48 hours. Okay. You shouldn't have to wait longer than that, unless, if they have a one person shop, something like that, business, then maybe that's not the lawyer you should go for anyway. But I know there's a bunch of lawyers that really work for themselves and they don't have any staff. So, but hey, as long as you able to get all that customer service, look, please don't be unreasonable and expect a response in 30 minutes and you don't get a response like a text message and you call in the office. That's just not how we run the business. I used to allow that all the time back in my early days of the office, but that's just not reasonable. So if you are thinking about hiring our team, for example, one of the benefits is that you have a website. There's a link where you can self-schedule. All right. You can even do that as a lead, right? As an interested, you're interested to hire us, potential client, you can schedule from our website. Okay. So you can, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can see the link right here, freevisaquiz.com, or you can go to greencardguys.com, go scroll down below. So you can click on a guide. We have an investor guide, one about suing for your legal status. It's called mandamus lawsuit, or family options. So you can learn all the different options. Okay. I want to make sure that you have an idea if you're qualified. Because the reason I'm sharing all this information, the free 15 minutes, is because we get a lot of calls that people say something similar. Oh, shoot, it's too late. After we share the requirements, let's say, for example, you get divorced and there's, someone has shared about abuse. You can't wait more than 2 years. You have to file within 2 years of your divorce. Okay. Very similar about if your husband or, wife, spouse passed away, the next application has to be filed within 2 years. So there's some timing requirements like that. So, I just hate to see it when someone's filed with another lawyer on their own and they get denied. So again, don't be shy. Give us a call or download a free guide in the meantime. Okay. And I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm going to go through the topic of the day, the question of the day. Can I work without permission in the United States, or can I have done that Is it going to be it's a long question, of course, but some people ask it in this way, is it okay that I have worked without work permit before, but now I'm, going about to start this case, or I filed this case for adjustment of status to my spouse, whatnot? Short answer, yes, it's okay. It's waived. In fact, technically, it's not a ground of inadmissibility. However, on my program here, I can share on um, YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to share with you. So on y'all on the other platforms, what I'm sharing is a page on the USCIS policy manual. I love to share the source, so that's why I'm just sharing it out loud. So in case you can't see it, okay. This is what we call inapplicability of bars. Okay, so even though it's not a ground of inadmissibility, I'm going to share my screen on YouTube and Facebook, and then I'll definitely get to the questions. But this is definitely the short answer here. So here, oh, that's weird. It even kept it highlighted for some reason. So here's a section up here, Chapter 8 of the USCIS Policy Manual. We always rely on this. You got to know the legal source. So I know a lot of lawyers don't really share this, even though our consultation is 15 minutes. But hey, we speed through. We know what to do. We know the action plan. We share it with you. Don't be shy to follow up with us and ask questions. It's really important you guys get the pinpointed information, but also know where the information's coming from. Especially the past, these past years with pandemic, y'all need to know the source, right? It's very important. So yeah, I'm sharing the screen on YouTube and Facebook. If you're on any of these other platforms and you want to see my screen, go ahead and jump to greencardguys.tv and you'll see it. Okay. So anyway, it says basically a list of bars from restrictions from getting adjustment. So here's a list of situations where those bars don't matter. They're waived, these scenarios. So for example, if you're filing through a spouse or you're a U.S. citizen adult child, you're sponsoring your parent, or you're a parent, you're sponsoring a child under 21, then you can do this, and they're unmarried, of course. So even though you may have worked without a work permit, without the actual card, it's okay. They don't call your employer. They don't do any of that. They don't waste time with that. Okay. Now, again, this is for what we call immediate relative. This is not for family preference. So if you have a petition filed by your brother or sister or your parent and you're over 21, whether you're married or not, that doesn't count. That's family preference. So that's why I'm trying to be extra clear on this information so you don't rely on this information incorrectly. Okay. So another thing that's pretty critical, key difference here, is that it waives unlawful presence. Okay. So if you have not maintained your status, there's similar legal concept, but slightly different. Okay. So if you, now, if you're here on a student visa or any other non-immigrant visa, like a e-visa, and then you're applying through family-based or employment-based residency, that's okay. You can get your green card here in the United States. You don't have to leave, right? So, but if you fail to maintain status and you're a family preference relationship or you're employment-based, you have to maintain your status. You cannot. Now, keep in mind for employment-based, this goes even deep into the legal stuff, legal knowledge here. There's a law called Immigration Nationality Act of 245K that does waive up to 180 days of unlawful presence for employment-based cases. But for family-based and your family preference relationship, that doesn't apply. So I know a lot of information. All right, so that's basically the bulk of information I want to share for the topic of the day. Now I'm going to answer y'all's questions. Okay, Anu, I know you commented first before the show started, so I'll get to you. Let's see here. Everyone told you prior date can't be ported from a husband to a wife in the event of a divorce. Yeah, I don't believe so either, unfortunately. Okay, Thomas, you got your medical RFE. A lot of people in a similar situation. So even if you don't think it may apply to you, you may want to stick around. I'll be on for another probably 10 minutes to answer your questions based on the number of questions I'm seeing right now. Okay, medical RFE from National Benefits Center. That was about 10 days ago after you filed it. Wow, that's impressive. You sent it and you saw online it got received. It's been more than a month. No news, any advice? Interview might be waived, question mark. What does it mean? So I know someone, okay, Thomas, so someone asked a similar question a few shows ago. Even though they were quick to send you that RFE or courtesy email, some people might receive it slightly differently. They were quick to send it to you, but that doesn't mean they're going to be quick to approve your case. Even though marriage, green card cases where you are eligible to adjust status in America, okay, so those folks that have to consular or you're abroad right now, it's not the same, not the same timeline. But to answer Thomas directly, unfortunately, that doesn't mean your case is going to be approved in like 1, 2, 3 months from now. Okay. But now to your next question, will the interview be waived? If you got the RFE and that quickly, it's a pretty good indication your interview will likely be waived, because otherwise they would ask you to just bring it at the interview. All right. So that's a key difference. If they mention in that letter, which is what they would say before 2023, the trend before for the longest time historically, well, they would just send a letter saying courtesy notice, bring your medical exam to the interview. So with what you received so far, sounds like they could, not absolutely, they could waive your interview. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Oh yeah, you're here in the U.S. adjustment through marriage. So yeah, I mean they could waive it. Okay, but don't hold. I wouldn't. If I had to bet, likely waive, but I wouldn't put money on it. Okay, don't go to Vegas and put money on it. Not something with USCIS. It's just hard to predict them. Okay, see a lot of questions. I appreciate it. Hey, Lenny, good to see you. How are you? I heard the update, Lenny. I hope you're doing good. Okay, no problem. Francis, you say 6 months already. You NVC is yet to send you your medical interviews. Okay, so normally the responsibility is on the applicant to schedule the interview. I'm sorry, it's not the interview. Schedule the medical, right? But I wouldn't schedule the medical hypothetically too early if you don't know when the interview date will be. So just sharing that to clarify the responsibilities, because someone might get the interview date but then not know that they have to schedule their own medical exam. All right, so this is for people who are abroad outside the United States. Anytime you hear NVC or National Visa Center, that's what that's about. Okay, you're in Lagos, spousal visa. Yeah, Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria, we just got one approved, the visa issued. The client's actually picking up the visa this Friday, but we got notification of it last week. So it's great news. And that was through expedite request, because I believe, looking at the timing here, his petition was approved just a couple months ago. So, but not everyone qualifies for expedite request. Okay, so, but with these days, with a lot of stories about pregnancies, I don't know what it is, but it does seem like there's been more stories, real stories, truthful stories, that people are having pregnancy complications. So I wish everyone the best in that, and your ability to recover, and having the right medical team for you. But same thing with legal team, making sure you have the right lawyers for you. Okay, and I know that's not an easy decision, and that's why we go live also, to share what we're about. But yeah, not everyone qualifies for expedite request. So the expedite request is not just with USCIS. I just try to submit one myself. It's like they're changing how they accept these requests every week. It's getting pretty ridiculous. But I wasn't able to get through. But I'm going to try every single day. That's what we do. We're dedicated to help our clients. And I know I'm going to get through. I'm going to say the magic words. I just my team was messing with me and asked me to say a magic phrase. And I just said I'm sick or something. And they said something about, if it's based on poison or something, you need to call the medics or 911. I'm like, okay, that's good. So the bot is working to that extent. But yeah, they're just changing the process. So we're just trying to keep clients updated, speak with other lawyers, work together to see if we can get some success for our clients, get the status. Okay. Hey, by the way, folks, if you enjoy the way we share information, I try not to be dry and share only the black and white with the law, but also some case scenarios, hypotheticals to some extent, and also success stories. I know y'all want to hear it. So please smash the like button, hit the screen if you're on TikTok, tap on the screen. Apparently that works to help the algorithm. I don't know anything about that. My marketing teams know better than I do. But please share our video, our channels, if you know someone that could have, or just tag someone below in case they could have an immigration question. Okay. I know a bunch of lawyers across the country. So even if it's a different type of law, we're happy to refer other lawyers. It's very, very important you get the right lawyer for you. Let's see. Okay, Francis, hopefully I answered your question. Um, but Francis, also be careful. It's not just for people with Spanish speakers. Francis, please be careful of what I guess we call it consultants. Okay. So if you don't have a lawyer, please be careful of consultants or like for Spanish speakers, like notarios, notaries. But you want to make sure that, especially if you have to pay for this person anyway, you might as well pay a lawyer. Okay. And sometimes those consultants charge more than we do, I think, from what I've heard. So everyone's different. Let's see here. Okay, on TikTok, let me go to that screen over there. All right, we just got a 5-star review, which by the way, folks, if you, again, you enjoy the way we share information, or maybe you've talked to our team already, please go to reviewtinglaw.com. Just share your experience, even if it's negative. We need to know, okay? We definitely need to know. We always want to be on top of improving our customer service. We really care about that. In fact, we accept limited clients so that we're able to fulfill our service for specific clients. Of course, for all clients. So we're not like every law firm where we just offer a contract, a quote to everyone. We don't do that. Okay. TikTok is interesting. You guys are asking me to do things that are not related to the show, so I'm not sure. But let me go jump to Disha. Okay, Disha collection. You're waiting for prosecutorial discretion since 2021. Yeah, we have several clients like that as well that we've been keeping updated. Yes, Makan on YouTube. Yes, if you follow my TikTok, I don't know if my marketing team uploaded to YouTube or anything else, but I share some short videos just quickly explaining what happened last week with positive news. Okay, folks, the Supreme Court, 8 judges to 1 lone dissenter, which is Justice Alito. So 8 Supreme Court judges agreed with the White House, with Department of Homeland Security, that they can dictate on their own, essentially, their enforcement priorities. Essentially, the Republican states of Texas, where I'm located, and Louisiana were trying to argue that, because of the federal policy of, laissez-faire enforcement priorities, or quote unquote lack thereof, that because if they're letting X amount of immigrants here, that it's going to increase cost on the state. It's a bunch of hypothetical. They had no data, right? That's a huge hypothetical. So it's just crazy in my belief, that this case went all the way to Supreme Court. But it's actually, of course, I can say now, it's a good thing it went all the way to the Supreme Court, because it went 8-1. It wasn't even a split decision or 5-4. It was a resounding 8-1. So what does it mean now for you, Makan and Disha? Department of Homeland Security, like any government agency, is slow. But we do expect, hopefully, that with now this new decision by the Supreme Court in a favorable to immigrants, foreign nationals, that Department of Homeland Security, basically the government attorneys, will resume or essentially reviewing old cases. Because at least for our law firm and other my colleagues, my friends who are immigration lawyers, they have been also successful in getting active cases dismissed. But for those folks who are waiting for PD, prosecutorial discretion, get their case reopened, what we call reopened, recalendared, dismissed, and vacated the prior order. It's a long phrase. Imagine the motion name, but essentially the legal request. But yeah, those have been stuck. Okay. Number one, not aside from the Supreme Court decision, but also number two, the Department of Homeland Security was trying to review cases where active cases where the court date was coming up soon. Let's say like 2 days from now. That's a little bit backwards in my opinion. I think in each office, if there's a request for like an old case like this, so I'm just trying to share if any Department of Homeland Security attorney or office of chief counsel is watching, please consider this. If there's any way in terms of workflow, because I think about that for my team, if there's any way to have at least one attorney and one like legal assistant to help review X type of case, X type of case scenario, removal orders for one mini department, like at least private lawyers, we call it pods. So one department handling a certain type of case. So hopefully that helps. Okay. That would hopefully just, I guess, like USCIS to kind of streamline these cases for marriage. So Disha, how much longer do you have to wait? Unfortunately, I don't know. You may have to, when the Department of Homeland Security, hopefully specifically to your local office of what we call Office of Chief Counsel, government attorneys essentially, if they issue out new guidance to the local lawyers, then you can renew your request. I probably wouldn't renew the request right now if they haven't specifically shared like what the game plan is, because some offices, it's crazy. Some offices say their current policy is to say, okay, submit your request on we call it e-service, basically online service. But then when I went to court, or one of our associates went to court, they said, when we asked them what's the updated process for this, they said, just email us. And we call OPLA email. Yeah. And so it's like, that doesn't make sense. Even internally, they don't know what the workflow is. So I'm just hoping with the Supreme Court decision, this will just encourage Department of Homeland Security of each office. They really should just make it uniform. They try to, but then each Office of Chief Counsel, basically the head, the top dog lawyer for the government, each office just has their own workflow. I don't know why they do that. So anyways, hopefully it helps. Thanks for the roses. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. If you don't mind, please hit the hearts on Instagram or click tap the screen on TikTok. I guess that's a heart. Marky, you said your wife went away. Can you do anything? I don't know. Are you the U.S. citizen or you're the foreign national? We sometimes get those calls from U.S. citizens. We don't help with that. That's not a case type for us. I suppose, depending on the situation, if there's kidnapping involved, like of a child, then I think the entity that calls the FBI. But if you're saying, if you're the foreign national, Marky, and can you file something? I think just like abandonment. I don't believe that would be enough. Okay, it depends. It could be, but we need a bit more information. So for something like VAWA, okay. So hopefully that helps if you're still on. And it doesn't, because that could arguably be for like emotional abuse, but we need more information. Okay, I hate to go like straight to it and say yes, but depends on everyone's situation. Olive Carter, give a shout out to your friend. Sure. Dixon Mayas, what's going on? Shout out to you on behalf of your friend all off cards. Okay. Sierra, thanks for the roses. All right, let's see. Any other questions on the other platforms? Okay, just waving at y'all. What's up? What's up? Okay. Okay, Makan. Yeah. So hopefully I answered your question about that. Prosecutorial discretion. Again, prosecutorial discretion always exists. It's just specifically for the one that was a memo in 2022, early 22 or 2021. Okay, so so you can refile it without whether if you don't have criminal record, okay, Makan. But again, I would probably wait until your specific office or just in general, Department of Homeland Security comes out with some more guidance, okay, on that. All right, so we'll be checking that pretty much every day to see and check in with our colleagues. But anyways, let's see. I think that's it, folks. We appreciate it. Glad to see you. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow I'll be on YouTube and LinkedIn and maybe TikTok, okay? But if anything, I'll be back on all platforms on Thursday. All right. Don't be shy. Give us a call 832-838. Shoot. What's that number? Okay, marketing team, what's that number? Our number is yes, 832-838-9797. Okay. At least I need to train myself. All right, y'all have a good one. I greatly appreciate it. Take care now.